Well, the plan today was to work on the brakes, but okay, so today I told you we were going to work on brakes and get that squared away in the last video. If you haven't seen that, go back and watch. I'll link it up here in the corner. When I got started, I realized that my flaring tool kit, the die for the 3/16 line, is actually bent. That's not going to work, so I've got to get a new tool. But in the meantime, what we can work on is the door lock actuator for this door. I did get those parts in, and I've got the right size rivet gun as well. We can work on that and get the door panels on, so that'll be good. And then I need to get the pistons out of the block and get it in the truck, because tomorrow I'm going to take it to the machine shop and get cam bearings put in it, and then get the crank turned and polished. I said previously that I was thinking about buying a short block. Decided I'll go ahead and just get this one going, so that way I think this is going to be faster than having to wait on a block to get built. Bought these off a tool truck back when I was a technician a long time ago for pulling clips like this, but I found them not to be very useful. Just got this off of Amazon, really cheap tool, but it is way easier to get back behind there and pop those things out with this. So I'll link this down in the description. It came with a few different kind of interior pry bar things. Really inexpensive, and I mean, it's a real cheap knockoff. It's cheap plastic, but again, for just pulling these things out, it works great. All come apart, I guess, from sitting in the heat. I don't know if it's repairable or not. It's also broken. I guess I need to check LMR and see if I can just get that pad. Alright, so I won't put the rest of this on today. I will figure out what I can do about this and get that new pad. If not, I hate to buy the whole armrest. See if I can get just this pad. I bet the other one's the same one, so I'll have to look at it and see. But I can at least get the other door panel this far. I'd rather have them on the doors. It's the safest place for them. All right, so back out in the garage, I'm going to get the pistons out of the block and get the block in the back of the truck. Tomorrow morning, we'll head off to the machine shop. One of the other things I need to get done at the machine shop is these oil galley plugs. They need to be threaded. with thread-in plugs versus the freeze plug style, you just press in plugs. With a high volume oil pump, that can lend to leakage. So you may or may not be aware, but firing order on a, or at least cylinders on cylinder numbering on small block Ford is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. The number 1 cylinder is just a little bit further forward than the number 5 cylinder. You'll also notice that, I don't know if you can make it out, but I've got a stamp in the connecting rod. So this is out of cylinder number 2, and I can also match the cap to this. So that way on reassembly, you put this back in the right hole and you've got this with the right, because the whole thing is balanced and matched from the factory. So that helps ensure that it goes back together correctly. The other thing to notice is that dot always faces forward. So the only other thing I want to do is I'm going to get the dowels out and get just some of this other stuff out before it goes to the machine shop, just so it doesn't get pulled off or broken. In the engine teardown video, I don't think I did a good job of showing the damage to the crank, so I'm going to take it out of the bag and show you real quick before I load it up. I don't know if I don't really know a good way to show, I don't know, engine builders are screaming because I'm using this blue towel, but I don't really know how to show the damage there, but I mean, it's significant, too much for my comfort, and that's the worst one, but all of them have a good amount of grooving on them. So all these journals need to be turned, ground and polished. Waste not, want not.
How would you wear gloves?
This has plenty of life left in it.
That brawny string. Why don't you wear gloves?
Because. Well, it's the next morning. We're gonna head to the machine shop. Oh, we're right around the corner from the machine shop. So we'll get this dropped off and hopefully everything will work out. Here we are.
Destination is on the right.
There's a little old Mustang right there. So I just dropped off the block and the crank. They said just 10 thousandths on the crank would be more than enough to clean it up and polish it. Clean the block and put plugs in it. Go ahead and get the oil galley plugs in as well. And that's all I'm going to have them do. My idea for the block, I would rather do a dark short block. That way I know I've got a solid block. I know I'm not going to have any issues. I mean, obviously the stock block is, you know, good at best to 450 horsepower or so before it starts to want to come apart on the bottom end. And you know, with forged internals on a stock block, you supposedly could take it up to, you know, 550 or so. But I really want to have fun with the car as quickly as possible, and just get it out on the road, have some fun with it. And then at least I know this motor is decent and can be used on a different project or whatever. So my thought process is spend a little bit of money now, get the rest of the car buttoned up, get the fuel system in, get the electrical in, finish out the turbo kit, get all that built out. Yeah, that's it. Say something?
Something.